develops into a good red zone team?
You know, at the end of the day, I think you want a lot of touchdowns. You know, regardless, points for sure, but touchdowns are at a premium. You know, there's so much parity in this league. All the teams are, you know, so competitive, and anytime you can get 7 instead of 3, it's great. And but yeah, at the end of the day, just points.
So you've been in the same system for a while. What's it like going through the process of learning a new system, having those growing pains, and trying to work through them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think our coaching staff's done a great job. You know, just installing this offense. You know, starting in the spring, then a lot of meeting time here with camp. You know, and you know, just get on the same page with everyone: center, guard, tackle, quarterback, and you know, it's going well though. Just you know, just keep building on each other, keep learning, playing with each other, building that chemistry, and you know, it's going well so far.
With pads coming on soon, how does the mentality of the offensive line change, or what mentality do you want to take into those padded practices?
For sure, you know, as offensive linemen, we always take pride in being able to run the ball, be able to protect the passer, and you know, open up lanes for our runners and protect Caleb. And so yeah, I mean, pads. That's you know, it's real football, and I mean, there's only so much you can do with shirts or shells on. And but yeah, I think we're looking forward to it, and you know, it's that time of year, ready to get going.
What are you able to tell at this point about the running game, if anything, given that you're not in pads?
Yeah, I mean, just you know, there's obviously a difference in playing with pads and versus no pads, but you know, getting to our assignment with great technique still, and but just that physicality factor, you know, that's really gets enhanced with pads on, proper equipment. So yeah, I mean, you always want to run the ball as an offensive lineman, and yeah, that comes along with putting pads on.
They were pretty multiple in the run game in Detroit and Ben's scheme last year, but like majority of that was outside zone. Can you already get a feel that that might be the trend here too?
You know, I just try and execute whatever play's called, do the best I can. You know, I think we want to be able to do as many things as we possible, and you know, get good at the things we're doing, and you know, I just want to go out there and execute the best I can.
Super early, Joe, but things have not been super smooth for Caleb just yet. What are you sensing in the huddle, those preset snap moments where he's working on things there?
Yeah, I think he's been great. You know, just communicate and get everyone on the same page, and you know, just trying to make sure all 11 guys are locked in, and ready to go. And you know, I think he does a great job communicating though, and you know, instilling confidence in each other and ourselves too. And yeah.
Joe, with your background in 2 championship organizations, what have those great teams accomplished during training camp?
Yeah, I think you know, just the intensity, the focus of practice. You know, got the ones going against the ones, and really competitive periods. You know, it's you know, just a battle back and forth, and you know, I think that focus every day to come in and you know, try and improve off things we've seen on film, and you know, take it day by day, not look too far ahead or anything, and really improve our fundamentals, improve our chemistry, and yeah.
How does Grady Jarrett make you a better player?
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing at a really high level for a long time. You know, he's got a great combination of speed, smarts, strength. You know, so he can do a lot of things as a defensive lineman, and it really makes you rely heavy on your fundamentals. You have to execute each play against him, and as an offensive line, communicate. Just everyone's on the same page where he is, and but yeah, he definitely makes us better.
What kind of tips have you been able to give Ozzy, or has he asked you for anything where you've been able to say something to just help him along a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing a great job getting this playbook, learning this offense, learning the language, what we say, and just here and there are little details of plays that, whether it be combinations on runs or how we see blitzes or how we handle the pass game, and he does a great job, and he's got big ear, not physically or anything, but he listens a lot, and he's been great.
We hear about how he's a technician. What have you kind of observed in terms of how refined his technique is, especially for a rookie?
Yeah. He's a big guy, and like you said, he has great technique for a big guy, and so he's always working, always getting to practice early, and trying to hone in on those details, and it's been cool to see.
Well, how does the left tackle competition affect you? First off, have you gone through these at other points of your career? I assume there's been position battles, but how does it affect when you have guys changing next to you?
Yeah, you have different guys you're double teaming with or you're talking with in the pass game, and I think just really understanding how they see the game and what they're how they go about the plays, and I think just being on the same page with all of them, and our coach has done a great job of just instilling what he wants to be done and the techniques he wants, and and then at the end of the day just execute on the field together.
Joe, given your success, your experience, I think from the outside especially, you're seen as the de facto leader of this unit. Do you feel like that's your role here?
Yeah, I mean, I get teased I'm the older guy, yeah, I think just try and lean on my experience. I've seen a lot of games and different defenses and different schemes, and but there's a lot of Drew, Jonah, Braxton, these guys, they played a lot of football too, and they have a lot of experience, and they have great insights too. And I mean, as an offensive line, we're really just a tight knit bunch, and we all want to succeed together. We're a unit, and so at the end of the day, we just want to go out there and be the best we can be. Thank you.
Yeah, you get a feel yet for the different types of ways that they might get you the ball and use you in this offense?
We just at the beginning of the playbook, so everything's not on the table. So probably later on in camp, we'll probably start seeing it, but not right now. We just getting the basics down.
DJ, how do you put in perspective today's practice? It's only day 3, technical time is installed. I'm sure you guys wanted better results on offense, so how do you kind of balance that?
You just know that you gotta get through the day. Whatever happens, you could just teach off of it and just get better from there.
Looked like you had a bit of a limp down there after a couple plays in the red zone. You all good?
I'm all good.
Speaking generally, what do you need to do to be a good red zone offense? Because you guys were actually pretty good last year.
We just got to be on timing. Everybody in the spots that they need to be, and just divide the end zone up with different people that's going to be in their spots, and Caleb can throw us the ball to.
How do you think it's been going so far? Just the offense in general.
In general, I mean, it's been a good 3 days. We had a few hiccups, defense getting the better of us with the picks, but I mean, it all comes with the days of training camp.
Ben was pretty emphatic the other day in saying that this is a race and you guys have to get ready for week 1 pretty quickly. How do you respond to the urgency of what this is here over the next 6 months?
They testing us to be pros, like the max effort of being a pro and just getting it down the playbook and your conditioning to be ready for Monday night against the Vikings.
DJ, you
Very close to split.
Yeah.
do you get a sense that he's highly motivated coming off of last year, that bothered him?
As long as I know Swift, he's always been the same. I think some of the talk is getting to him, and he wants to be the best that he can be this year, and he's going to go out there and prove it.
DJ, what's a good example maybe of how detail oriented Ben is?
Very, because y'all seen him kick the ones off. We not wasting no time, so that's how detailed you gotta be. You gotta know what you're doing on that play. You better get it right the first time, or you off.
You guys deserve that?
We deserve it, yeah, because we should know what's going on. We got the playbook. We get some of the script, and we should be able to go out there and do the plays.
You've seen a lot of defenses in your time. What are you seeing from Coach Allen's defense?
Everything. It's not one thing that looks the same on that defense. So everything is like different every play. So it's good for us. But I'm glad we don't got to go against it on Sundays.
DJ, is that familiar to you, just having been in Carolina and playing New Orleans twice a year?
Yeah, it's always something different though. They always playing man. They always blitzing. I mean, but it's just always a different way to get to it.
Ben said in the spring, he was asked about, like, can Caleb take the next step if he plays on time? He said, well, if the receivers kind of like put you guys in the mix too, that you guys, the timing matters, that you guys have to play on time too with him. How much has that been emphasized, the timing of your guys' routes timing up with what he's doing?
A lot. It's a race to the spot every time. Even from the time you line up and get set, you better be loaded, because when the ball snap, you got like 2 to 3 seconds to be there at your spot before the defenders either get in the backfield or Caleb's off you.
You talk about the defense being different all the time. Do you mean like the way different players are utilized, formations, kind of what exactly do you mean by that?
Just different disguises and stuff like that. They throw different things at you, different people in places that they might not usually be in.
What does that require of you and Caleb to execute against that defense? And where do you think you all are in that process?
Pretty far along. You getting different things. So, but some of the stuff that we work on is being on time. So if you're in the time when it's like a zone defense and you're in that zone, the ball's gonna get to you. If it's man, we got man checks and all that. So I mean, we got that in.
There was in the red zone, there was a play down the right sideline to you that I think Tyreek jumped in and back away. is that a good play by him? Is that an example of the timing not being what it needs to be?
It's a good play by Reek, and some of the timing being just a tick second off. I think I slipped a little bit, so that was on me.
What
Does
type of work did
timing
you
just
and
take
Caleb get in this offseason to really enhance that connection together?
It all started in OTAs, and like we built on it and on it and on it and on it, and we went on break and we talked about it. We looked at the playbook and different stuff like that. Then we got back, and he was already ready to go because they came in a few days before us, and then when we came back, he was like, "Hey, we need to yada yada yada," and now after practice we run together. I'm like, "Dog, dude, this is gonna be like we like hip to hip now, but we need to stay like this."
Well, is timing just time? Like, is that, how do you work on that? Does it just take time to get on that same page?
Yeah, it's gonna take about the 6 weeks or sooner. You know, you want to be connected, like I said, like the hip to hip, with all of our guys. Me, Room, Olamide, everybody in the room. It's just like you need to have that connection with everybody because everybody can play a different spot.
Yesterday you had one catch, you hit the ground, popped right back up, and you were flying like 1 second later. It seemed like you, I don't know, maybe you even impressed yourself on that play, the burst this early in camp.
Yeah. I mean, when I hit the ground, I was like, I don't feel nobody around me, so I just popped up and just kept going. I didn't know I got up that fast, how it looked, on the slow motion thing, but then I seen it on film. I was like, dang, I got up fast and took off. I was tired after that one.
DJ, we haven't been able to see much of Luther Burton yet. What have you seen from him though behind the scenes?
Him studying, he gets called on in meetings, he knows his plays, so that's a good thing. And when he gets out there, you just gotta be ready to go.
How difficult do you think that will be? Just like, I mean, he's missed a lot of time, and I know the classroom stuff can only do so much. What is there anything he can do to accelerate that process when he comes back?
I want to say probably just stay in his book, watch film, see the timing aspect and how everybody else is moving out there, and then try to reciprocate that when he gets out there.
Can you give some insight on what he's missing by being out here as a rookie, trying to adapt to the new system, adapt to the league?
Probably just the speed of the game. Route concepts. Those are the two that go hand in hand that you need to be out there for.
I know it's not on you to pick the depth chart, but Olamide is a vet and he looked good out there. How big of a hurdle is Luther looking at trying to come back if he want to earn that spot?
I don't know. We all competing right now. That's what they tell us, and that's how we looking at it.